In Brookdale, a quiet American town tucked between endless highways and autumn-colored woods, life revolved around one thing: high school football. Every Friday night, the entire town gathered under the glaring stadium lights. Parents, students, alumni, everyone showed up. The sound of marching bands, the smell of popcorn, and the roar of the crowd created an electric atmosphere. At the center of this world stood Ethan Cole. Ethan wasn't just the team captain, he was Brookdale football. Coaches trusted him, teammates respected him, and younger kids looked up to him like a hero. He had leadership, charm, and the kind of confidence that made people believe he was destined for something bigger. Then there was Lily Harper. Lily was everything Brookdale admired: smart, beautiful, and the head cheerleader. She had a bright smile that seemed effortless, but behind it was discipline, pressure, and expectations. She balanced academics, cheer practice, and a social life that everyone envied. She was also in a relationship with Jason Miller. Jason was steady, reliable, not as loud as Ethan, but well-liked and respected. He and Lily had been together for over a year, Brookdale's perfect couple. From the stands, from the hallways, from social media, everything looked flawless. But perfection has cracks. And sometimes those cracks lead to something far darker than anyone expects. It was a rainy evening when everything began to shift. Practice had run late, and thunder echoed across the empty campus. Most students had already left, eager to get home before the storm worsened. The hallways felt unusually quiet. Lily waited under the gym awning, scrolling through her phone, expecting Jason to pick her up. But Jason was running late. That's when Ethan walked out. He noticed her immediately, standing alone, slightly annoyed, brushing damp strands of hair from her face. "Need a ride?" he asked casually. She hesitated. It wasn't unusual for teammates and cheerleaders to interact, but something about the moment felt different. Still, the rain was pouring harder now. She agreed. The ride started off normal, small talk, jokes about practice, complaints about school. But then the conversation deepened. They talked about pressure, expectations, the feeling of always having to be perfect. It was the first time Lily felt truly seen by someone outside her relationship. When he dropped her off, there was a pause, a silence that lingered just a little too long. Neither of them said it, but something had begun. After that night, everything escalated quickly. It started with texts. Simple at first. "Did you get home safe?" Then jokes. Then late-night conversations. Soon they were talking every day. Ethan made Lily feel exciting, unpredictable, alive in a way she hadn't felt in months. Lily made Ethan feel understood, needed, important beyond just football. Their worlds began to overlap in secret. They started meeting in hidden places, behind the bleachers, empty classrooms, quiet corners of the school no one paid attention to. Every meeting came with adrenaline. Every touch felt forbidden. They both knew what they were doing. Jason trusted them, but the secrecy made it harder to stop. And eventually, they stopped trying. Jason wasn't naive. He began noticing small changes. Lily stopped replying as quickly. She seemed distracted during conversations. Her laughter felt forced. Her phone was always nearby and always face down. At the same time, Ethan's behavior shifted. On the field, he became aggressive, reckless. He lashed out at teammates over minor mistakes. Coaches noticed. So did the team. Whispers started spreading. Brookdale was the kind of town where rumors moved faster than facts. "Something's going on. I've seen them together." "No way. Not Ethan." Jason tried to ignore it. But doubt doesn't need proof, it just needs time. It happened on a night that seemed ordinary. Jason had forgotten his gym bag and returned to school to grab it. The building was mostly empty. Lights dimmed. The air eerily quiet. As he walked down the hallway, he heard laughter. Familiar laughter. He slowed his steps. The sound echoed from near the locker rooms. He turned the corner. And then he saw them. Ethan, Lily, standing close. Too close. The kind of closeness that doesn't need explanation. Time seemed to freeze. No yelling. No dramatic confrontation. Just silence. Jason looked at them, really looked this time, and then he walked away. That quiet reaction was more unsettling than any outburst, because it meant something inside him had already broken. By the next morning, the entire school knew. News spread like wildfire, through texts, social media, whispered conversations in hallways. Jason ended things with Lily immediately. No second chances. No arguments. Just done. Ethan faced consequences too. The team turned cold. Teammates distanced themselves. Coaches benched him indefinitely. The same people who once admired him now avoided eye contact. Lily became the center of judgment. Every hallway felt heavier. Every stare felt sharper. Brookdale had built them up. Now it was tearing them apart. For Ethan, losing everything wasn't just painful. It was unbearable. Football was slipping away. His reputation was gone. And now Lily was pulling away too. He started texting her constantly. First, apologies. I messed up. I miss you. We can fix this. Then frustration. You're just going to leave? After everything? Then desperation. You owe me a conversation. Lily responded at first, but her replies became shorter, colder. Eventually, she stopped replying at all. But silence didn't calm Ethan. Fueled him. On November 12th, Ethan sent one last message. Just talk to me once. That's it. After that, I'm gone. Lily stared at the screen for a long time. She didn't want to go, but guilt weighed on her. She agreed. They chose an isolated location, a rundown cabin near the lake, far from town. A place no one would interrupt them. She didn't tell anyone. Not her friends. Not her parents. Not even Jason. She believed it would be closure. She had no idea it would be the end. The night was cold. The lake was still. The cabin stood in silence. Lily arrived first, her heart racing. Ethan showed up minutes later. First, things were calm. They talked. Apologies were exchanged. Regret filled the air. But then the tone shifted. Ethan wanted answers. Why him? Why not him? Why wasn't he enough? Lily tried to explain. It was a mistake. It wasn't real. She wanted to move on. But Ethan didn't hear her. Not really. His emotions spiraled. Anger replaced reason. What followed was chaotic. Loud voices, panic, and then violence. The woods didn't respond. There were no witnesses, no one to intervene. When it was over, the silence was overwhelming. Ethan stood there, trying to process what had just happened. Reality hit too late. Panic took over. Instead of calling for help, he made a choice to hide it. When Lily didn't come home, her parents knew something was wrong. By morning, she was reported missing. Brookdale went into shock. Search parties formed. Students posted online. Her face was everywhere. But no one knew where to look. Except one person. Detectives began piecing things together. Phone records, text messages, last known contacts. Everything pointed to Ethan. He denied it at first. But the evidence didn't. Surveillance cameras placed his truck near the lake. The timeline didn't add up. Pressure built. And Ethan started to break. After hours of questioning, Ethan cracked. His story fell apart. Emotionally drained, he confessed. He led police to the cabin. And just like that, the search ended. His case drew national attention. The courtroom was filled daily. Prosecutors painted a clear picture: obsession, control, and escalation. The defense argued it wasn't planned, that it was emotional, impulsive. But the outcome was inevitable. The jury found him guilty. Ethan was sentenced to life in prison. Jason left town. Lily's family turned their grief into awareness, warning others about toxic relationships and hidden warning signs. Brookdale moved on. But not completely, because some stories don't fade. They stay. Quiet. Lingering. Like echoes under Friday night lights. A secret. A betrayal. An obsession. And a moment that changed everything forever. Because sometimes, the most dangerous thing isn't the secret itself. It's what people are willing to do to keep it.